We are happy to have with us today
Mauna ka ng art.
Mr. Paul Lee, no? Paul Lee, okay. P-A-U-L, Lee, L-I, okay. He is a Chinese national, but he is married to a Filipina, no? From Cavite, si Christine. I'm sorry, from Capiz, yeah. They have 2 children, okay. Just to give you a background, no? And then isa pa, well, unfortunately, no, I think pag-alaman natin, yung kanyang asawa may sakit, okay? And kaya pala madalas siya sa China para sa chemotherapy ng kanyang misis, no? So, madalas siya pabalik-balik sa China. Okay. Siya ay, he is the head of a PR company, a PR marketing company called, ang pangalan ng company is InfinitUs, no? InfinitUs. It is based in Makati, dyan sa may Valera Tower. And they have been in business since 2018, right? In 2018. So in short, it's an intimate company engaged in marketing and PR. Ang mga kliyente nila are involved in retail, solar panel, kotse, distribution ng kotse, appliances, social media, and so forth. So in short, it is a legitimate PR agency. At ang kliyente nila, kaya naging issue to, is the Embassy of China. Kaya kahapon, nagkaroon ng hearing, no? At marang kina-question ang kanilang mission dito sa Pilipinas. No? So the purpose of this press conference, is for him to explain his side together with his lawyer. His lawyer is Attorney Robert Labe. No? To explain the side. Kasi kahapon yata sa hearing, hindi siya pinabigyan. No? Parang daldal ng isa, pero siya naman, brief lang kanyang oras. No? Yes or no. So, sure, hindi siya nakapag-explain ng mabuti. So today, he's going to explain his side. So on that note, I would like to start first, maybe little opening statement from Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, please.
Good morning. First, I want to thank all of you to being here today. Let me start by saying this. I did not come here for more publicity. In fact, this is the last thing I want. I had every reason to stay away. My wife is currently undergoing cancer treatment, and we had the option to extend our stay abroad so she could continue her care in peace. But I made the decision to come home in Philippines. Not because I enjoy this kind of attention, but because I have one goal: to clear my name and restore the reputation of my company I built with integrity. Today, I stand not only as a businessman, but also as a husband and a father. This issue has gone far beyond business and has impact to our client, shaken our team, and most painfully affected the emotional and mental well-being of my wife, my partners, and our families, who have had to go through the harsh and deeply personal attack online. We have also had to face concerns about our safety, given a lot of information have been shared online, something I take very seriously. Politics is not my world. I'm just a regular businessman, and I truly hope that all of this ends soon so I can go back to doing what I know, running my business, serving my client, and most of all, living a quiet and peaceful life with my family. Yesterday's Senate hearing was supposed to be a venue for truth, but I was told over and over that I would only deny everything. Yet, I was not even given a fair chance to explain or speak for myself. That's why I'm here now. Not because I want, but because I have to. My wife has been begging for peace and quiet, and honestly, so have I. But I cannot stay silent when there's truth that need to be told. So again, thank you to those present. After this, I have no interest in further media exposure. I've said my piece and I respectfully open the floor to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Paul, can we now hear from the lawyer? Statement, opening statement.
Thank you very much. Marami pong salamat sa ating pong mga kasamahan na nandirito. So, nakikita nyo naman po kahapon yung Senate hearing. We were not given ample time to explain as pertains to the allegations. We wanted to come out clean from these allegations, certainly because we believe from the abyss of our heart that we are not doing anything illegal. So the company is, of course, a legitimate corporation, as you may have heard yesterday regarding the statement of SAC, that this corporation is legitimate. It followed the established laws in the Philippines pertaining to the 1991 Investment Act. And also, we do not have any notice of discrepancy as pertains to payments of our taxes. And we are also compliant in regard to the remittances we had with SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. And we have alpha list of our employee. And rest assured that we are fully cooperating with the current investigation being conducted by NBI because, as again, we are a legitimate corporation and we wanted to come out clean. And as mentioned by Paul Lee, he is an ordinary businessman and he doesn't want, become corporation, doesn't engage into any form of politicking. What the corporation, as one of the clients of the corporation, the China Embassy, we do not deny that part of the PR thing that the corporation is doing is really to enhance more understanding and cooperations between Philippines and China. As you may also have heard yesterday, one of the events that they catered was the APCO, the awarding of the Philippine-China Understanding, wherein one of the visitors, no less than His Excellency President Bongbong Marcos and First Lady Liza Marcos. And a lot of events that we cater, mainly on the exposure of the China Embassy or in the dealings of China Embassy in the Philippines, including the scholarship program for the Filipinos and several other activities, including the hospital, the community pantry. We have given to several hospitals in the Philippines, and there were several other activities that really benefits our fellow kababayan. Again, rest assured that we do not meddle into politics. We are totally unfamiliar with the contract shown by the Honorable Senator yesterday, and we do not know where it came from. And rest assured again that we fully cooperate with all the agencies that we come to our office to conduct any internal investigation. That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, before I open the floor, as your moderator, let me ask 3 questions and just answer me yes or no. First question, are you spying for China?
Of course not.
Okay. Number 2, are you here to undermine the administration? Current administration, are you here to undermine them, to bring them down?
No.
Okay. Lastly, are you here because you want to use the Philippines to help the Philippines grow? Are you here to help the country?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys. Open forum. Any questions? Yes, please. Identify yourself.
You said earlier that in the hearing yesterday, you were not given ample time to explain the site. Now, we have 1 hour. We will give you time to explain things that you were not able to say during the hearing. What's that?
Sige, tama. Kaya he's here to meet with you. and give him the time, an hour or maybe more. Okay. Any Kwan? It depends on your questions. No? You may want to ask him. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, sir.
So what's the, you mentioned in your opening statement that your primary role in being engaged with the Chinese embassy and understanding taking the time serious. So what does that entail from your standpoint as the PR firm that has been tapped by the embassy?
Can you repeat your question if it's more clear? Sorry.
Sure, no worries. So, as the PR firm that was hired by the Chinese embassy, so what does it entail on your end to promote understanding and improving relations between the Philippines and China? So, what sort of strategies do you do on behalf of the Chinese embassy in order to achieve that objective?
Yesterday in the hearing, I mentioned there's an event which is the award of Philippines-China understanding. Yeah, actually APCO is a organization here, so that event we were the organizer to have them to make the event happen. So yeah, then of course. Earlier, I think attorney also mentioned, because here we are the PR company for Chinese embassy, so we have them to do several events. So APCO event is one of it. Aside from this, we also do like charity events, like a media event. So it's all like a legit and bright event.
Are all those events based, or do you do other projects for the Chinese embassy aside from organizing events?
Aside from events, we do also do like let's say aside from the photo shooting, video shooting, some event is not held by us because it also has other organizers. So we may go there to edit the shooting. Then we also help them to like let's say if there's a photo exhibition, we print those photos. That's it.
Are social media operations part of the contract that the Chinese embassy hired you for?
Social media is not part of us.
What is your main line of defense against the accusation that you are spying for China?
What is your main line of defense against accusation of spying for China?
Or trolling, I think.
I think it's not myself to prove, but because I'm just as I mentioned, I'm just a regular businessman here. I'm just like have peaceful life. So even though like because my family, I say I'm Chinese, but of course I'm living here with I have a Filipino family. So everything I think no one more than me wish China and the Philippines has a good relationship, so I can doing my business better environment. I always wish China and the Philippines both have in good terms.
I think a cause of curiosity is the fact that the Chinese person, such as yourself, engages in a field like public relations in a foreign country. Well, usually we get investments or investors from China in our various industries except communication. So maybe that is the reason why you are being suspected of such an activity.
Our company actually, as I mentioned, we did registered, and when we start our business, the board, the shareholders, that we shut out our personal money. So of course we start from zero, from the scratch. Then even when we start doing the event for embassy, we also start from small. Slowly we get some more projects. Of course, later on, we have actually we have more for different brand, commercial brand. That's our main part. I would say just one of our plans.
How many years did you stay already here in Philippines?
For a while, can I just revert back to your question? In addition to your question, sir, let us not forget that China Embassy is not the only client of InfinitUs. They have several clients, as mentioned, from automotive, technology, and other corporations, manufacturing. What is being highlighted in the Senate investigation is only the Embassy of China. And what makes it more colorful, because he is a Chinese, and to my mind, being a legitimate businessman, if I am China Embassy, who is the right person to deliver our message when it comes to understanding between the culture of Filipino and Chinese, other than a Chinaman or a Chinese person. So he fits to the role that he knows how to deliver it perfectly to the Filipino people so that the Filipino would understand what China is really. So among those events that were catered by them is really on the cultural aspect, traditions of China, that they are a friendly country, they are helping, they are our neighbor, and I couldn't see as my internal investigation conducted with their corporation anything that will harm the relations between China and Philippines. More so with my client, the CEO, because he is a Chinese, his wife is a Filipina, and he has 2 Filipino children studying in the Philippines. So I would understand and love to think that he fits the role of what China Embassy really would want to deliver to us Filipinos. Right?
Jade from GNN. I would like to ask for clarification since you expressed that you have no idea upon the allegations that you were spying. For clarifications, since they are investigating about you being a spy, do you have any connections with the previous suspected spies that were also Chinese?
No, and actually I don't really know those information aside from yesterday in the hearing.
Hi, good afternoon. Victoria Tulad po, ABS-CBN. First of all, can I just clarify, is it pronounced as infinitus or infinitus?
Actually, it doesn't really matter. It's for me, I always pronounce it infinitus. But
Infinitus.
for many people, they want to infinitus.
Yeah.
Both I know it's my company.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And then Senator Tolentino yesterday after the hearing said he is thinking of charging you with treason and espionage. What's your reaction to this, sir?
I think the good senator is referring to Commonwealth Act of 616 pertaining to espionage. And the elements of espionage, as we can see in this case, is not present at all. One, the elements is the person is gathering security informations pertaining to the defense of the Philippines, and they are giving it to the opponent or any country who wish to bring Philippines down. In this case, we are not giving any security informations, and in fact, what was being alleged by the good senator is we are a keyboard warrior, meaning whatever is being bring forth by China, meaning the keyboard warrior will gonna like and promote and etc. So I don't think that the 616 or espionage will prosper. And number 2, treason. As you would also know, treason is a crime of war. We are not waging war with any other independent state or other sovereign. So I think we are not also, of course, definitely doing anything. We are not levying war. We are not we're not doing anything against the Republic of the Philippines. So I think that will not hold any water. But of course, the good senator may be referring to some other discoveries aside from us. And we understand his role, but we are here to clarify that InfinitUs is not doing anything illegal.
And attorney follow-up, yesterday also, the frequent trips to China of Sir Paul and of Ms. Micah Basco were questioned. Sir Paul said it's because of cancer treatment for his wife, but how about Ms. Micah? What's her defense?
Yeah, Ms. Micah is frequently flying to China. We do not deny because that is for immersion purposes. I talked to her why she frequently flying. Immersion purposes because she wanted to immerse the culture of China. How could she be able to deliver the services of the China embassy without understanding first the culture of China? And why she was frequently flying? Because Paul is attending to her wife who is now in a stage cancer for stage 4. So he is not now directly operating because he's attending to the medical health or the health of his wife. So Micah is taking over. And for her to understand, she need to immerse the culture of China.
By immersing what activities
I
is
mean,
she
going
engaging in?
through the places where she can fully understand firsthand what are the culture of China. Because it's a lot different by just looking at or listening to somebody else. Like in our culture as well, if we wanted to understand the culture of our kababayan in the far-flung areas, we need to immerse them personally so that we can be able to get through the essence of their culture. So that's the reason. And if traveling abroad is spying, then I wouldn't be going to somewhere else.
And last question po, how did InfinitUs' relationship with the Chinese embassy start? When did you start doing projects, events for the Chinese embassy? And how did you have a connection previously? Because one of the points that Senator Tolentino noted yesterday was InfinitUs was created in 2018, and then you suddenly started having projects with the Chinese embassy, which he finds dubious.
Yeah. Actually, our business was established 2018. Then with the Chinese embassy, we started a project this 2019. Then just now I mentioned we start from also small part, not really organize an event. So like we just provide a photo booth. Then we start because as there's a brand introduced. The reason is because I think Chinese embassy before they also have other local agencies, but of course there's a cultural communication and also the efficiency issues. Like for us, we work really fast. We can work, even we work like late is fine. If we overtime, if during weekend, we can come out some proposal. We can come out make some work done fast. This is not only for Chinese embassy, but for our other clients same. So this is become our one of our advantage. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, naman dito ikaw muna.
Yes. A journalist from Philippine Star, Manny Tupas, asking me to ask this question. What are your next legal moves? This is a question from Manny Tupas of Philippine Star, watching via Zoom. He said, what are your next legal moves? Do you plan to sue the senator for all these accusations against you and your company? What are your next legal moves to defend yourself? Manny Tupas of Philippine Star newspaper.
Thank you for that question. We are going to study it again, and most likely, because this was being brought in the floor of the Senate, we understand the case of Pobre versus Defensor, that the good senator is under the parliamentary immunity. So other than that, perhaps it is also his duty to protect the Philippines, but what we are trying to do here is he must be a little bit circumspect because this is not just an ordinary accusation. It involves diplomatic relations between China and Philippines. Well, it is his duty. We have, of course, we respect his duty and being a senator of this republic, but a bit circumspect, and we have legitimate, or we have other right agencies who must have handled this case, like our Department of Foreign DFA. So right now we are not thinking of filing a case. We still have to go through it and review our action collectively.
Several journalists also asking, how do you feel about all these accusations and the session yesterday? How do you feel or your family about all these accusation about trolling, espionage? They trying to hit you with all kinds of accusations, from trolling to espionage to all kinds. How do you feel?
I feel really sad. Actually, more sad is from my website because when we came back, she has more stress than me. Because she's under the treatment. So for the meantime, I have to think about medical. I have to contact the local hospital here, or for the meantime, I try to avoid to worry too much about this case, but I think it's not easy. So yeah, yesterday actually after the hearing, when I got home, and for the past days, I also actually feel stressed. Yesterday when I got home, we hugged each other, we both cried. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Two things I would like. One, what really prompted Senator Tolentino to accuse you as an espionage? What particular incident have you done for them to arrive that you are an alleged spy? The second is, was there any statement released by the Chinese embassy related to this matter?
So first one, I think I cannot give much comments on this. What's the movement or motivation from the senator? So second question, I think Chinese embassy already gave a statement. I think it's on April 20. I'm not sure 29. There is, if you check Chinese embassy website.
What did they say? What did they say?
They're saying, China never interested to enter.
I'm trying to look at the.
That's really the China policy. We never like interface other countries' political issues. Maybe my lawyer can give more.
If I understood, yesterday was it was a meeting in aid of legislation, in aid of legislation, not in aid of whatever.
Maybe the contract that was mentioned, you can comment about the supposed contract.
A comment about the supposed contract. We do not know where it came from, and human experience and common sense. If you are going to do something illegal and bad to any other institution, are you gonna put that into writing?
Yes. Common sense.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm Wesley from Chinese Commercial News. So follow up to that contract question. So Senator Tolentino also shows a check signed by the Chinese Embassy payable to InfinitUs. Are you doing any internal investigation on that? Where that check leaked out? Or are you planning to take any legal action of that?
Yeah, as mentioned yesterday, we do not deny the payment of China Embassy for that particular check, but in all good faith, we can be able to substantiate what are those services that correspond exactly to the amount that was shown in the Senate. As regards to filing cases against who leaked, we are finding it out who leaked that check, because that is of course against to the bank secrecy law. And to our mind, we do not know where it exactly came from. The China bank yesterday was present. They do not know who leaked that particular check. But to our mind, it exposes the account number of China Embassy. But of course, it's not our account number. It's the China Embassy. That's why the China bank was protecting. They were saying yesterday that it is against the bank secrecy law, which they are correct. Because a bank cannot, of course, disclose any account whether or not it is present or not. Because it requires consent. And further, there are some exceptions. Among those is if you are under impeachment, or among those you are under the radar of the AMLA, or with the recent law against human security. But still you need to obtain a court order from the Court of Appeals. So that's why China Bank yesterday was vehemently denying, even if they were taunted that they do not know the law, but they are correct. China Bank yesterday, the lawyer of China Bank yesterday was correct not to say whether or not this account shown is whether legitimate or existing or not.
Attorney, I have a question to you. Yung ginawa ng senador, was that legal also? Meaning, getting something from the bank, no? Supposed to be against the anti-bank secrecy law. Tama ba ginawa niya o mali?
Again, sir, the Supreme Court has already spoken in the case of Obre versus Santiago, that it is under the parliamentary immunity. So, and the Supreme Court further states that even if they are under parliamentary immunity, still they should be careful because they still need to respect some existing laws. But legally wise, he is covered by the parliamentary immunity.
Yes, please.
How big is the
Wow.
how big is the share of your business with the Chinese embassy to your total revenue? So imagine, how big of a client the embassy is in terms of your total business operation.
I think this is internal, privacy information. But what I can tell is, Amber is just one of our clients. It's not, the share is not that big.
I understand it's a business it's a business information, but can you at the very least describe it as substantial enough in terms of your client base?
The major client.
Because we have the confidential contract with our client, so I cannot mention their names, but I can only give is like our clients from solar, from cars, from appliance, so from technology, cell phones, so really covered different industry. Even include cameras, printers, yeah.
An archived version of your website lists your clients here, and I think this is your own website, so you can confirm that Canon is your client, Huawei is your client, Zhongwang, Red Fund. So these are all your clients that you name publicly. Is that correct?
That website really actually is a very, very old one. I think only we had it in the first year. Later on, this may mostly we promote us in the Facebook or Instagram. So we generally update the website. So for now, there's a lot of changes. So I don't think I can give more information about those clients if still with us or have there's changes.
But in terms of describing your client base, would you say that majority of the nature of your clients are Chinese companies outside of the embassy?
Part of it is the Chinese companies, some local companies. We also have international client.
But bulk of your business goes from your engagements with Chinese companies. Is that a safe? Is that safe to assume?
Can you repeat your question?
Sorry, majority of your business are involved. Majority of your business involves Chinese companies.
I could. I can say it's like not really like yeah, it's majority, but not that as big as you think maybe. So because here is we have our advantage if it's a Chinese brand because we speak Chinese, we know Chinese culture. So if they enter the market, then we know what will be the best way, best strategy, marketing plan. But of course, aside from this, we as I mentioned, we have like other US brands, we have a Japanese brand, we have a local brand.
Paul, yeah. Thank you. Your company was established in what year? 2018. When did you get? When did the embassy of China become your client? What year? Chinese embassy. 2019. 1 year after you established.
What, do you have any comment about timing of this investigation now? Because the event they're talking about like 1 or 2 years ago, why the timing now? The politician, why the timing now?
If I
1
may-
week before the election.
If I may, Your Honors, Mr. Chair. Okay, the timing, we could not surmise, we cannot answer conjectures. We wouldn't comment on the particular timing. But what we have here is we are here to come out clean, and the narrative of the good senator, it's up to him. But here we are, our cards are open. We want this to be investigated so that we can come out clean, that we are not spying the Philippine government. And as regards to the timing, it is his, not ours.
Yeah. Identify yourself.
Hi sir, good afternoon. I'm Joe Oleya from UTV Philippines. Sir, ang question ko lang ay, do you have any evidence to refute the senator's accusation that you are Chinese spy in the Philippines and that your company is not involved in the accusation against you and your company? Thank you.
If I may answer, sir. Yeah. He who alleges must prove. As simple as that. Siya po yung nag-a-allege sa amin na kami po ay Chinese spy, while our cards are now being laid on the table. So he has to prove na kami nga po ay Chinese spy. But bear in mind that any agencies in the Philippines, including the NBI, we are now fully cooperating with them as pertains to the allegations of the good senator. We are not hiding anything. We are here. We wanted to come out clean from this accusation because plenty of our employees now are receiving threats. You see the impact of the allegations. We are bearing it now, not only the family of Paul, but including myself. I received several comments, why am I defending a spy? If I know that they are spy, I wouldn't be defending them.
How big is your organization?
The organization, yeah, they have 16 employees.
16,
16 employees. Yes, sir.
It's not very big for an agency that handles major clients. review ba?
Because, for example, this is some like for our industry, because we do have our supplier. So of course, let's say if we have an event, then we have to set up the, let's say, backdrop stage. We have our supplier to do that work, the sound, the light system. So we are the person to organize, to communicate with each party, to make things happen, make sure it's everything smoothly.
What events are these that we're talking about? What events? Do you mount for the embassy?
No, I'm just saying, because just now your question is 16 people, maybe not enough. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question. What are the events that you mount for them?
Let's say for Chinese business, we have like APCO event. So that's why it's like every year there's have this award. Then we also do media party end of the year. Maybe some of you joined the Chinese Embassy media party. So we made that party several years. And also we did like a community pantry. This lasted for like more than 2 years. We do different charity event. So even we went to the province to donate things.
If I may add to what the CEO was saying, do not be confused that InfinitUs is the only PR event company of China Embassy. We have several companies engaged. China Embassy is engaged in several companies. And as regards to why we are pinpointed as spy, I could not speculate, but perhaps maybe because he is a Chinese person. But other than that, there are several companies doing videos, activities with China Embassy. Thank you.
There's a question here.
Attorney, as a follow-up dun po sa answer ninyo, kasi my question is InfinitUs a corporation duly registered in the SEC? Now, my next question is, what is the citizenship of Mr. Paul Lee?
I can answer. Okay,
The question, my follow-up question is, in terms of shares, because we have a law regarding putting up a business in the Philippines under Security and Exchange Commission. So, in terms of percentage of ownership, how can we identify that InfinitUs is a Chinese company or a Filipino company?
Okay. So, foremost, this is a corporation. This is a Filipino corporation. And as you may have heard yesterday, SEC said that we do not have any violations. For one, because this is a PR, this is not an advertising corporation, this is not a media corporation. Under our laws, if it is a media corporation, 100% ownership Filipino. If it is an advertising corporation, 30% allowed for foreigner. This is not an advertising, this is not a media. So it can be 100% foreigner. But for purposes of the citizenship of the corporation, this is a Filipino corporation. 60% owned by the Filipino, 40% from one among those is Pin Lee, Paul Lee, and one certain Min Lee. So this is a Filipino corporation. Yes.
Attorney, you have said a while ago that there's no other reason that the government may accuse you as a spy other just because you are Chinese. Then the premise is quite ridiculous because there are Chinese here in the Philippines. So, if so, all Chinese here could be as spies. That's the word of attorney.
That is so racial. Okay, that's a racist question, sir. But allow me. Yeah, it was not actually the government who accused us being spy, to be candid about it. And in fact, there are no words coming from the Malacanang. So this is mainly being thrown to us by the good senator. And again, we are here to come out clean. So if to your premise that we are spying the Philippines, I do not know where it came from. And again, we are a legitimate corporation.
Attorney, will there be another hearing?
As mentioned yesterday by the good senator, it was already closed, and I think it's the last one for this Senate.
What are your future plans after this incident? Are you discouraged with your business? Are you still continuing in the Philippines? What are your plans, hopes for the company?
Actually, as I mentioned, I was really stressed and sad recently. And actually, not only me. I mean, for one thing, I say for Pogo, I stand with Filipinos. Personally, I really don't like Pogo as well. They really make the business environment here not good. So, but I do wish, if you compare other countries, let's say, especially recently, globally, I think the economic not really good. It's for all countries. But if you compare like, let's say Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, they make their business environment more easier for investors. But here, actually, as a Chinese, my family is here. I came to Philippines to business. We are like build the relationship tie between two countries. We are create job opportunities for Filipinos. I do wish the two countries has good term. I do wish Filipino has better life. So as me, my company has many Filipino staff, so they can have better income. That's always my wish. But now the thing is, the business environment in Philippines really affected. Like this case, there's many other other companies. They may think, or anytime maybe there's issue if I do business in Philippines. So I hope I'm a businessman. As I mentioned, I'm totally out of politics. So let's go back. Business is business. I still continue the business. I will try my best to get the reputation back. Then I still want to protect all my clients. Let them trust us. They do business with us. It's safe. At the same time, I also want Philippines has better business environment. So more investors will come here. More jobs will create for Filipinos.
Are you still optimistic about the future? And how is life for you in the Philippines? I heard you studied in a school here in the Philippines, college.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy life here, except for the politics?
Actually, I've been in Philippines more than 20 years. At the beginning, I took my master's degree in Philippines. So that time after I know my wife, I really enjoyed the life here. Doesn't matter the relationship between the two countries, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But every time, if my Chinese friend asks me, "Oh, Philippines, how's Philippines?" I always tell them, Philippines is good. It's a good place to travel. Especially I tell them, Filipino are very kind, very friendly. But this case really shocked me. So, but I still believe this can be passed. And this case is a special case. I still believe the Republic. I still believe the Filipino people.
Okay, any more questions? We have 12:45 now, so we can end. Any more questions? Okay, please.
I just want to one more explain myself about yesterday. The questioning me why I recently fly back to China, because yesterday I didn't get the chance to explain. Actually, been several years during the pandemic, I didn't really go back. I'm the only child in my family. I have my parents, they are more than 70 years already. So yesterday, Senator mentioned 2019, I went back China. That time is a business trip. So just in China a few days, then come back. So been like 7 years, I didn't really see my parents. So last year, we decided to have a family reunion. Unfortunately, we may go back. My wife confirmed the stage 4 cancer. So instead of enjoying the family reunion, we have to start the treatment since last June. Then the hard time is this year beginning because she has 6 sessions chemo treatment. So if you are familiar with the cancer treatment, it's every 21 days for the chemo. But my kid still here, my company is still here. I don't have a choice. If I have a choice, I'd rather stay in one place. So in China, I left my wife in China for the chemo treatment. The doctor suggested not travel too much because her body's weak, not open to public. So my parents cannot speak English. My wife cannot speak Chinese. So you can imagine how hard for my family. And also the doctor cannot speak English as well. So I have to fly back to have settled everything for the 1 week chemo treatment. Then I have to fly back here for my kid. Then before the treatment, I have to fly back again. That's why I explained recently why I'm always going back. Me, I don't really want this. It's really also costly and waste my energy. But I just wish my wife could be recovered soon.
Yes.
I hope your wife recovers soon. I just wanted to clarify. I understand you don't do social media operations for the Chinese embassy, but social media operations are part of your part of the business or the services that you offer to clients. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's part of our service, but not the major service because there are some, let's say in Philippines, the social media, let's say it's Facebook, Instagram. Then if in China, it's different social media. So few clients, when they came to Philippines, they don't know how to use those social media platforms. So mostly what we do is, for example, if you are a brand or if you are a restaurant, we help you to take the photos, editing the photos, then how to help you what to post for your brand. That's normally what we do for social media management.
Guys,